Okay guys, so today's video is going to be a complete tone shift from what I usually do. And if this isn't content that you like to watch, you're welcome to just stop watching right now. I will be speaking, not in depth at all, but I just wanted to talk a little bit about the events that happened yesterday in Nashville. And as a teacher, I just felt really compelled to talk about that. And so that's what I'm talking about today. So I just wanted to warn you a little bit about what I'll be talking about right now. Anyways, so this video is going to be a lot different, obviously. It's just straight to the point, my thoughts on what happened. I had a completely different video in mind for this week, and it was gonna be just like a funny, silly video that I had planned, and I was gonna start filming today. And yesterday when I was leaving work, I was pulling up something unrelated on my phone, and I saw that story about what happened in Nashville at the Covenant School. And I almost started crying at work, and then I left work and I came home, and I don't know, just so many thoughts were going through my mind. And I was honestly up until about 2:30 in the morning last night, like just crying. Like I was just so upset. Like there was so many emotions and so many thoughts that I had, and I just that's what I'm sharing today. That's what I wanted to come and talk about today. And I'm sorry if I'm all over the place. You're gonna see some jump cuts because I'm trying to gather my thoughts, and I have some bullet points and some things I wanted to talk about, but my head's kind of just all over with this. So sorry. I just wanted to jump in really quick. You're gonna also notice that there are ads on this video, and I just didn't realize I didn't talk about this while I was filming, but the only reason why there's ads on a video this serious is because if this video happens to have any, like if I receive any type of money from this video, that money will be going into the fund that is linked in the description, and I will talk more about that at the end of the video. But just so you know, that is why the ads are here. Otherwise I would have turned them off. If by chance this video happens to make some type of money, that will be going to that fund. So I'll let you know if that happens and how much and all of that, and I'll talk about that later. But anyways, I just wanted to address why there would be ads on a video like this. So something I wanted to do was just share a little story with you. Just to preface this story, what happened was completely a false alarm. But I just wanted to kind of talk about what happened at my school. And it wasn't anything like what happened yesterday. But okay, so last year at my school, I was in the middle of a day teaching, and it was actually our school store that day. So the kids like earn money during the week, and then they can spend it on like prizes at the store. And so that afternoon we were counting money, and they were counting their money to see how much they could spend, and we were like really excited about the store, when suddenly the alarms started going off in our school. And there's an alarm like inside the classroom that is for fires, and then there's the hallway alarms, and those are for any other situation. And it was the outside hall alarms that were going off. And so I opened my door, and there were people from this, like from the office, telling us it was a lockdown and to lock down. And so, and like I said, I didn't know then, but this was a false alarm. At the time, I didn't know that. So immediately I shut the door. We went through all the routine. You know, the room was dark, the room was quiet. And my kids were so scared, and I was scared, but I couldn't I couldn't let them know I was scared because I didn't want them to freak out. I had no idea what was happening. All the classrooms have an aide, and so me and my aide were just looking at each other like, what, you know, we're trying to stay calm, but we're like, we don't know what this is. And there was no information like about what was happening. So all my kids, you know, were not visible to any windows or anything. And I was just so full of adrenaline and so scared. And I went over to this cupboard. Let me explain this. There's a window on the door, right? Usually school doors have a window. Well, there was like a covering on the window, and there was a small crack where I could see out. And so I kind of was hidden behind this cupboard and like looking out this crack of the window. And I knew that if somebody were to look in, they might potentially see me. But there was also a larger possibility they wouldn't, because our windows have like a mirror effect on the outside. And so I felt like I was kind of safe there. And the whole time, you know, I'm just whispering to my kids, I'm like, it's just a drill, you know, we're okay. We're just practicing. It's okay. And they're so scared. They're like, some of them are like almost crying, because typically I will warn them when we're about to have something like this. And I didn't have time to warn them. And so, it's just dead silent in my room, and the alarm's going off, and I'm peeking out this crack. And the entire time, I have never in my life had that much fear, where in my brain, I was like, this might be the day that I leave this planet. And I was not afraid of that. I just was afraid that, what if I can't stop it? Like, what if there is a bad person out there? And what if they get through me and get to them? And I was so scared for my students. I was so scared. I was scared for them. I was scared for my like for my aide. And I was panicked. I was so panicked. And, but I was like trying so hard to keep it together. You know, I wasn't crying. I wasn't like visually trying to look scared. There was a thought in my mind that was like, I'm going to go like I'm going to put a table in front of the door, or I'm like, you know, and then I was like, okay, I'm going to text my parents, because I honestly thought that this was it. You know, I was like, I've never felt that feeling in my life ever. And what was even worse is, during that whole scenario, somewhere outside, a teacher or somebody, or students, I don't know what was happening, but somebody must have dropped a couple of like tables or chairs or something, because there was booms coming from the hallway, and I was just convinced, like, you know, this is it. And then, like I said, it was about 6 minutes of this very intense feeling that I had. 6 minutes of intense feelings for my kids, like that my kids probably had. And then, you know, they came on the intercom and said, okay, lockdown drill's over, and it was all good. And then we, you know, learned after all of that, you know, it was a mistake. It was, you know, it was a false alarm. Somebody had accidentally tripped something, and, you know, and it was a mistake, which is fine. And I'm glad we have these safety protocols in place, and I'm glad that we were taking precautions. But with what happened yesterday in Nashville, my heart just couldn't help but feel, why do we have to keep going through this? Why do we have to feel that feeling during drills, during unknown events like what happened? Why do children have to practice for what they would do in an event like that. That's not a natural disaster. You know, that's not an earthquake, that's not a fire. That is something that should never have to be happening at any time in their life. Sorry, I'm trying not to cry. Oh my gosh. Okay. And what I felt in those 6 minutes, I cannot imagine what the teachers were feeling in Nashville yesterday. Knowing that it wasn't a drill. Knowing that at any moment that they might not be able to help their students, that they might try everything in their power, but might not be something they're capable of. And for some of them, unfortunately, it wasn't. And it was nobody at the school's fault. You know, it's not something that they could have fixed, you know. You can only prepare so much. There's only so much you can do. If somebody is going to do something like that, there's only so much you can do. And that is what hurts me the most. And that's what I was talking to my mom yesterday, and I was like we can't make schools like impenetrable. You know, we can't make schools so that, you know, nothing bad can ever happen like that. And since that can't happen in the school, that has to start happening as a country. It just has to stop. We can't keep doing things the way that we're doing things with gun laws and things like that and say, well, that's just what we do and we're just going to keep doing this the same way we always have, because it's obviously not working. And I know there's so many people that are crying for this, for a change, for some sort of change to happen, and it's not happening. And you know, I understand from both sides. I have families that are hunters and, you know, they really enjoy having guns and things like that, and I get it, but there is also no need for the types of weapons that were carried into that school. And that is obviously my opinion, and you may not agree with it, but if not selling those type of weapons could even remotely stop little innocent babies from not being able to leave their 3rd grade classroom safely and make it home to their parents, I think it's worth it. I think that's more than worth it. And I think that it's time that something happens, and it's time for a change, and it's time for parents and teachers and children to not have to worry about what's going to happen at school that day. It's just enough. And I feel like we become so desensitized almost to it as Americans, especially. I feel like it happens so much lately that we're like, oh, that's very sad for those people because it didn't happen like to us, you know, and or it didn't happen near us or whatever. And I'm not saying we all feel like that, but I feel like it's almost come to that point where it's happening so often that we're like, oh, that's so sad for them. No, it's sad for all of us. It's sad as a country. It's sad as a people that this is where we're at. And I know it's not just schools. We've had so many terrible things happen in America in the last, in the shortest amount of time. So many terrible things have happened for no reason. At concerts, at nightclubs, at movie theaters, places where you should just be able to go and be fine and have a good time and come home safe. And I just think it is enough. And just with that this week, I'm just kind of in solace or solidarity or whatever you want to call it. I won't be posting a regular video this week. I also just wanted to say that I am linking in the description. I wanted to make this video like a fundraiser, but unfortunately I don't have enough subscribers to do that. So we won't be able to like see how much was raised from this video or anything like that. But I will be linking in the description and in the top comments what do you call it? Like not really a fundraiser, but like a fund where you can donate to the victims of Nashville. And this fund stated that 100% of the proceeds are going to go to the victims and their families, and the only amount of money they'll be taking out is for credit card fees. And so if that's something that you would like to donate, I will put that below. If you can't donate right now, which I mean I completely understand, sharing this video or liking this video or commenting on this video and getting this video out there will also help, because then, you know, that will boost this video in the algorithm, which then will put money on this video, which I will then donate. And then if that does happen, if there is funds from this video, I will also, you know, let you guys know how much I was able to donate from this video to that. I know there's also a fund that was started after Sandy Hook that, you know, that they also have used those monies for times like this. So that's another charity that you can look into if that's something that you want to do. Anyways, guys, I'm sorry for a more serious video today. It's honestly just been weighing on me all day, and it was all night. So I think in the meantime, you know, we can do what we can to help push along some type of change, and you know, stricter laws, more mental health, more advocacy for people that do need that type of help. And I guess at the end of the day, that's all we can really do, is love the people around us and try to show kindness to the people that you see during the day, whether that be at home or out and about. You know, let's just try to build people up. There's only so much that we can do, but I think together there can be, you know, as a nation, there could be a lot of good change if we all just kind of came on the same side about this, that enough's enough. Anyways, that's it for today, guys. Sorry, this was kind of all over the place, but like I said, the more people that see this video, the more we can help the people and the victims in Nashville. And if you'd like to directly donate, that will be in the comments below. So thanks, guys. I love you. If nobody's told you today, I love you and I'm proud of you. You're doing great. You're doing the best that you can. And it's going to be okay. All right. See you in the next one.